Good afternoon. I'm Lindsay, the Director of Athletics here, and I'd like to welcome everyone, our inductees and their families, some of our selected scholar athletes, and our staff. We'd like to welcome you to the newly renovated Brown Gym. Thank you so much for coming. Thanks so much for joining us for our 9th Caltech Athletics Hall of Honor Induction, as we celebrate and commemorate our rich athletic history at Caltech. As I start my 13th academic year as athletic director here, I've really never been more optimistic about our programs, our staff, and our students. I truly am the most fortunate AD in the country to work with these amazing folks every single day. Our department defines a concept, the real true concept of amateur scholar athlete and coach educators. Over the past decade, we have established ourselves as a competitive force to be reckoned with in a very tough national conference. We gather today to stand on the shoulders of those who began our rich and growing athletic tradition. There's so many good stories to share, and we want to get to the main show to introduce an invaluable partner in our community. Brian Stoltz, the Victor and Elizabeth Atkins Professor of Chemistry, the chair of the Faculty Athletics Committee, and the team faculty liaison for our baseball program, an all-around general advocate for the role of sport and exercise in the balanced education of young people. Brian's going to share a few words with us.
Thanks, everybody, and welcome back to campus for those of you who have left and when you were here did great things. And it's our pleasure to welcome you back and to induct you into this Hall of Honor. And many thanks for all of those contributions from way back when and your continued contributions and support of our program in general. So congratulations to all of the inductees. I've been at Caltech now for 23 years as a professor in chemistry, and spent most of that time, in the lab, in the office, but coming over here from time to time to witness some of the events going on over here and to start to forge some ties as I got older, and started to want to give back to the community more and more. Certainly in the last 10 or 12 years that Betsy's been here, our programs have been completely transformed in that time frame. There's no doubt that what we have now, it bears probably a little resemblance to the time before that. And that is a credit to Betsy's tireless efforts here with our student athletes as well as with our administration and the program. The fact that she forges ties with faculty is critical. And as most of you know, the faculty here believe they run the institution. That may be great, but we really need someone like Betsy to run this program, and she was the right person at the right time and has been. So thanks, Betsy, for all that you've done. But I just want to say, how awesome was that today, right? All of this stuff going on there. I walked up here 2 minutes after I got close and goal got scored. He taught me. I guess I need to be here all the time. Yeah. Anyway, it was awesome, and it's really been fun, to get to know the student athletes and coaches and Betsy and her team. And again, congratulations to all of you who are coming back for well-deserved recognition from your athletic achievements of the time. But of course, all of you are student scholar athletes, and I think that is really super critical at a place like Caltech. And it really means something quite different here, as all of you who successfully made it through the program know. This is really a unique academic environment, but also a very unique athletic environment as well. So congratulations and welcome back. Thanks.
That's very, very kind, and while I do appreciate those words, and it's been a labor of love, but it's really always about our students and our staff and our support team. So thanks, Brian. All right, I have somebody else that is going to share some words with you before he runs off to start his athletic day. next, we're going to have Andrew Pasco, class of 24, to share his thoughts about being on the Caltech swim and dive team, and he's the captain of that program. So, Andrew, you want to come up?
Thank you, Lindsay. Well, hi all, and congratulations to today's inductees. You guys have really made an incredible impact on Caltech Athletics. So I just want to express my gratitude to the role that you've played in, advancing our program to the state that it's at today. As was previously mentioned, the strides that we've made recently have been incredible. But I am Andrew Pasco. I'm a current senior mechanical engineering and med major. I'm a captain of the men's swim and dive team. And my 4 years on this team, especially the last year and a half I've spent as captain, they've been incredible. They've had a profound impact on this general experience that I've had at Caltech. For those of you who don't know as much about swimming in the sport, it is at its core an incredibly individual sport. Even throughout age group swimming in high school, the main focus is on your own times, your own personal improvement. Swimmers might not develop those same bonds that the teamwork and synergy, in other sports produces. But I would argue that those interpersonal connections that are forged in the pool and throughout practices are equally as powerful. We battle as one united team against the clock every day in practice, against whatever opposing swimmers are coming into the meets. And it's through these experiences that the sport of swimming has had such an impact on my time at Caltech. No matter the challenge that I am facing on the other side of campus, the challenging set, frustrating event registration experience, a tough personal day, I know I can just put that aside, enjoy a few hours with my teammates in the pool, and lock onto that similar goal to push each other towards improving every day in practice. And so that team community has been one of the highlights of my Caltech experience. Whenever that opportunity arose to facilitate the same environment for the new freshmen coming in, to put myself forward and then serve as a captain of the team, I expressed my interest to do so to the team, even though at the time it was the end of my sophomore year and I'd only been on campus for a year at that point after having the freshman year online from COVID. And working with Lucas and Najee, who are the other two men's swimming captains, for each of the last 2 seasons has been a blast. It's taught me some incredible lessons that I will carry forward into my future, no doubt. Being a leader on a team at Caltech is unique in that it is incredibly multidimensional. The number one goal is to keep our teammates motivated during practice and listen to those team-related concerns, to bring those to our coach and to keep the team moving forward. But facilitating that environment and ensuring the team continues to thrive as its members also experience that personal and academic growth that is essential for success in general at the school is equally as important. So this season I've actually been struggling with a little bit of an injury over this season. I've had to alter my training, miss some meets, and it's made me question, what sort of an impact and what sort of, what do I want my legacy on the team to be? And of course, it's a little emotional to look back at pictures and videos from the past 6 seasons and to look back and see myself in full health and hope that I can get back to that point. But my role in the team has been and will continue to be so much more than just 200 fly and 400 swim. And the team has done so much more for me than to just improve my 200 fly and 400 tons. My leadership and experience on the team has empowered me to approach every other challenge in my life with the same vigor that I would a difficult set. And it showed me how rewarding it is to empower everybody else on the team and celebrate their successes both inside and outside of the pool. So as I enter this next phase of my life, ready to continue this academic and professional journey that I've started at Caltech, I know my time on the swim team has prepared me to be a productive leader of any team that I encounter. I hope I've inspired the younger swimmers on the team to live out that example and continue to facilitate that great environment for those that come after them. And I'm so grateful to Caltech, to Betsy, to all of you being inducted today, and the past and current athletics departments, to all of the work that's been put in to grow and develop our programs to where they are today. So thank you all so much.
playing as the setter for volleyball all 4 years, and serving as captain for 2. This Beaver set 7 program records in 1996 and 6 program records in 1997. She's the first and only Caltech volleyballer to be named MVP 4 times. And in her senior year, she additionally earned Most Improved Women's Tennis Player recognition. Please join me in welcoming back to campus and congratulating Grace Yang.
have a professor that you made a really strong connection with, you have friends that you have made really strong connections with, maintain them, don't get lazy and not reach out to them, say, oh, it's your birthday, happy birthday, reach out. It doesn't take long and it benefits you so much at the end. So the professor I rang up was Harry Wright. I didn't know who he was at the time, but then he's the one that took me under his wing, and she's the one that showed me how to kind of navigate Caltech. Not only that, he came to volleyball games, which was amazing. Where else are you going to get professors walking into a gymnasium and, just cheering you on? That's what Caltech is. Caltech is a family. You don't have this hierarchy of who is who and what is what that other schools have, other organizations have. Take advantage of it, please, because we need to show the world out there that we are supposed to be reckoned as a community, not as individuals. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that message. Really appreciate that. All right. Now we'll move on to this year's class. We're moving on to our 9th class of inductees in the Caltech Hall of Honor. And we begin with the basketball honoree. Lindsay King, class of 08. She led the Beavers to their first ever conference victories. In her senior year, she led the team in points, total field goals, and 3-point field goals, good free throws, and blocks. She set Caltech career records for total points and average points, shots blocked, games started, and games played. A 2-time Caltech Female Athlete of the Year, she was the first woman to join the 1,000-Point Club, a team MVP, a SCIAC Ed Baldwin Sportsmanship Award winner. Please join me in congratulating from the class of 08, Lindsay King. Lindsay came up with a last-minute challenge and couldn't be here, so I've asked our senior guard on our current women's basketball team to come and read Lindsay's words. Go Barnett.
I'm a senior electrical engineering major at Caltech and I play on the women's basketball team, currently one of the captains. So here are Lindsay's words. I am honored to be included among the class of impressive athletes being inducted into the Hall of Honor today. Like most of the people in this room, athletics were much more than just a game to me in my time at Caltech. It was an outlet and a lifeline during some of the most rigorous years of my life. The friendships I made with the women's basketball program, many of which continue to this day, are something I hold very dear. I am proud that our team was able to build on the foundation laid by the women before us and to make an impact on the trajectory of the program. And I am so happy to see the teams since then continuing to build that legacy. It's a testament to the determination of the athletes who have donned the Beaver uniform. I wanted to add one more fun chance in here, but I think they've all been banned. Thank you again to the athletic department and my coaches and teammates. I am deeply proud of the legacy we have left behind and excited to see the bright future that continues for Caltech women's basketball.
Thanks so much, Hope. All right. Our second inductee in the 9th class is Steve Sheffield, class of 72. We recognize a standout from our men's water polo and swim and dive programs. This Beaver was our overall most outstanding athlete in 1972, as well as a Coaches Cup honoree for water polo, and a nominee for the NCAA postgraduate 133 career goals, including 80 in his senior year. Also on the swim team, he set program records in the 500 and 1,000-yard freestyle, 200 butterfly, 400 medley relay, and both 400 400 and 800 free relays. All of those records holding throughout the 70s, and one of those relay school records holding for over 30 years. After Caltech, he continued to play water polo on club teams in Cambridge, Mass, and right here in Pasadena. Please welcome Steve Sheffield.
all these things are things that help in interacting in situations throughout my life. I worked after I graduated Caltech, I went back east, pretty much hated Boston. Came back after a year at Caltech to finish up my graduate work. I played water polo in Boston. I played water polo in Canada and Yale and West Point, Turk Athletic Club. And it was great playing water polo on the East Coast because they didn't have very many California players. And what we found out very quickly is they didn't play water polo in the 60s very many places other than California. So we had a great time. And when I came back, I had an opportunity to play water polo for a local club here. And it was, in general, something that was continued to keep sports active as I learned how to play volleyball, basketball, and all those other things that you play when you're a 20-something in industry. I worked for an aerospace company. Over time, I tended to be a technical manager where I would work with a team of specialists, and try to put together a large system, whether a spacecraft system, or a missile system, or a system that would go out to the ocean or deep sea water to generate power with no exchange with surface water. There was just such a variety of things. But the real trick there is to learn quickly who you really have to. Some people will tell you something that they think as opposed to something they know. And other people are very conservative, and if they tell you something, they're responsible for a certain part of the system, and they tell you how it's going to work. You can take it to your bank. It's very important. And then learning how to read people, learning how to check on it, are things that you learn very quickly at Caltech. Because every day you're dealing with people here who are incredibly sharp, understand everything, or at least think they understand everything, and help you or hurt you if they're not telling you that absolute correct things. Finally, the last thing that I think I really learned here was that never assume you're the smartest person in the room. Industry, Caltech, you know you're not, because there are some people that are just unbelievably brilliant. But when you get to industry, you also work with people who really know their area of specialty areas. And you need to listen and not shoot them. You can say what you think as opposed to what you know as well. And as a result, we got very quickly, much more quickly, coming up with solutions to very complex problems. That's it.
All right. As we move on, we're going to continue, before we continue with our remaining inductees, here to represent the Caltech women's soccer team, right, the Caltech women's soccer team. As a senior student athlete, I welcome and invite Cami Scanlon, class of 24.
Hello, inductees, guests, and members of Caltech Athletics. My name is Kenny Scanlon, and today was my last day as captain of the Caltech women's soccer team. I was asked to share a bit about Wright and the leadership in Caltech Athletics as my collegiate career comes to a close. My team has been at Caltech for a shorter period of time got off the ground when COVID hit. And since our return to campus, we've had 3 coaches in 3 years. We had to fight to maintain an identity as a program through seemingly constant change. When I first became captain, I thought the kind of leadership my team needed happened in big moments, like deadline appearances, making good team policies, and hosting the best team youth trip. To maintain my team's trust. But this year, I noticed something else was far more important. The most meaningful moments to me were the small ones. I found so much joy in last-minute errands and chatter during mornings, and my teammates did too. 1,000 tiny interactions made us show up stronger as a team every day because we truly cared about one another. By the end of our season, our team would go ballistic because they were so excited to see their friends succeed on the field. Our midfield was always willing to make the extra run because they trusted the center backs to give them the right directions. When my teammates believed that they needed me, and I believed in them, it made it much easier to ask for the support they needed. Everyone played better when we could lean on each other. Because here's the thing. The only thing that we have in common at Caltech Athletics is that we love science and soccer. Virtually everything else is different. We have to unite players from every part of the globe with different passions and priorities. The uniqueness of every member of our team requires a big and concerted effort to connect. But when we do, it's brilliant. When I looked around, I found many other areas of my life that could benefit from a little extra compassion. I began stopping at more tables outside the red door, chatting with my PI at his office, and making small talk with my housemates at home. Having to build a community on the Caltech women's soccer team has taught me so much about trust and making the individuals in your life feel seen. I know these strong bonds in the Caltech Athletics community have deep roots spanning decades of athletes. Congratulations to each of you for your impact on this program. It has brought so much joy and friendship into my life. Thank you.
You're starting to understand how great it is, right? You start to understand what a great day I have every day with these scholar athletes. All right, our third inductee, Sarah Wright, class of 13. We have a 3-sport student athlete representing men's soccer, women's basketball, and women's track and field. That's right, stick with the theme here. As Caltech did not field women's soccer during her time as a student athlete. She played on the men's soccer team all 4 years, appearing in 53 games and starting in 12. More women followed her lead by playing on the men's team, eventually culminating in the establishment of the Caltech women's soccer program. Sarah also excelled on the basketball court, starting in 59 over 86 games played and leading the team in blocks in the 2011-12 season. Possibly, her most outstanding feats came in the spring on track and field, when in 2013 she set the current heptathlon record with a score of 4,201, representative of her excellence in 102-meter dashes, 100 and 400 hurdles, long jump, high jump, pole vault, shot put, and javelin events. She retains top 10 performances in all of those events. Please welcome 3-time All-SCIAC track and field honoree, 2-time Basketball Discovery Award winner, and the 2013 Caltech Athletics Directors Award and Sportswoman of the Year winner. This is Sarah Wright.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been really fun to be back and watch all the games. Caltech Athletics was a huge part of my experience back then and continues to be. All of my closest friends were from, almost all of my closest friends were from my sports teams, and I still keep in touch with them yearly around the country, and I'm dinner with them later today. For me, the structure of playing sports all year round was extremely helpful for my academics, and I'm pretty thankful for the time that they gave us off. They were pretty good about protecting practice time, so it really didn't conflict that much, and I hope that that's still true today. I got something very different out of all the seasons. Men's soccer, some wonderful friends, mostly from Fleming, I don't know if that's still true. And then a new kind of team dynamics being on a men's team from all the women's teams I have been on. But overall, really proud of our working honestly, this season to just like have fun and compete and try to score a bunch of points with the team and hurdle, which is very fun. And run with the relay team. I met this chick, Rachel, playing Caltech Athletics. She's a McNally and she's a setter on the volleyball team and played basketball. Her name's on the board for the record for most points in a single game. Still on that board, with 36. And now she's my wife, so that's good. When I graduated, I asked one of the attending professors, Mark Davis, who that's hired, right, for basketball, and he probably knew nothing about my academic qualifications at all. But he recommended me to my first job at Zieve in Dr. Foreman's T-cell therapy lab, which is an outstanding lab. And I was there for 3 years. It was incredibly special to me, that experience, and I really thank Dr. Davis for giving me that introduction. And I also at the same time stayed around as an assistant basketball coach for 3 years, which I think was very important for building on the leadership skills that I had as a captain. To then become an assistant, and it's a completely different way to approach leadership. And I think that was really giving me new perspectives for how to facilitate team success. I'm really thankful for Coach Marvin for that opportunity. And we had, when I was an assistant, we had just finished running line drills, when I got the call that I was accepted to medical school at the Uniformed Services University, which was great. I left to go to outside DC and go to medical school, which was honestly very chill compared to Caltech. Rachel's mentor has I don't know if he came up with it or not, but this concept where if you were trying to hire 2 people for a job, and one of them starts with a lot of experience in the field and has a pretty modest learning, rate of learning, or you hire someone who may be new to the field but has a really broad background and learns at a much higher rate, that concept of having high slope. He says that she has the highest slope of anyone he's ever met in his life, which I think I agree with. But I think that theme is something that I found with my Caltech peers, and listening to them talk about their jobs now and the way that they approach their careers. It's the people that I went to school, and especially who I did sports with at Caltech, that I think have that quality of high slope. And when you compare that with someone who got leadership skills in athletics and everything we learned from a student athlete, I think it's a really good combination. So now I'm a surgeon resident in Walter Reed, outside of DC, Bethesda, active duty Navy, and I'm on I'm halfway through surgery residency, so I'm on research here, which is very nice, much more chill than regular time, and then I'm going to apply to do routines in a year or so. There's a saying among surgeons that surgery is a contact sport, and I think that's true. There's a lot of lessons that I learned in playing sports that I think are really helping me in my job now. Mostly how I treat the interns and how I treat my team, how I facilitate their success, how I motivate them to do well even when we're in very surprising situations. And then I think in those scenarios where it's high pressure situations, easy to fall back on some of the skills that I learned as a player and as a coach. I want to finish by saying thank you to my coaches. Polo was men's soccer, and he set very high expectations for me, same as he did for the men on the team, and gave me opportunities to prove myself. He took me off the field when I was playing like garbage, and he left me on the field when I was playing well. I think one of the things I'm proud of, I scored a goal as a freshman that I don't know, it wasn't, I don't know that it was technically a very good one, but I think I'm more proud that when I was a junior, he left me on the field at Liaw for almost 80 minutes, because it's a small field, and at centerman, I was able to compete enough, and he left me there and gave me the opportunity, and I really thank him for that kind of thing. I think that's one of my Caltech memories I'm most proud of for Caltech Athletics. Sandra Marcos, women's basketball, Lindsay was an assistant coach who officiated our wedding. Julie Levesque fostered my development as a heptathlete, and then when Mike Stevenson came when I was a senior, I think he really pushed me to succeed in my senior year, especially. My trainers, Andre, taped my ankles every day for 4 years, and then Erin Dunn collected my teeth off the floor of Santa Cruz Gym and put them in two-seater solution, which was amazing that she brought with her, and then took me to the ER to put my teeth back in when I got knocked out. So those last 10 years, everything is coming full circle. I'm here now doing this. My teeth finally gave up the ghost after 10 years, so now I'm in the process of getting implants. So it's good timing. And I guess I just want to finish for any of the guys from the men's team that are here, the improvement that I like watching today is the quality is amazing. It's outstanding compared to it's very fun to watch. Great strike at the end. For the women who are here on the soccer team, thank you for showing us a very good game today. And I think the persistence that you had to come back in the final goal at the end was very fun to watch. It made me very proud, but I think also just jealous. And I am really grateful for the time I had with the men, but I really wish I had an opportunity with those women. I think I would have really enjoyed it. So thank you for that department for making that a reality. Caltech Athletics, like I said, has had a huge impact on my life. Thank you for your honor, or I think there's honor, and please wear your mouth guards. So.
Sarah, every goal counts the same. Every goal counts. All right, our fourth inductee, Joyce Liaw, class of 07. We recognize a powerhouse on the tennis courts. This Beaver amassed a nearly perfect 24-1 career singles record over her 2 seasons of play, with all 24 wins in the top singles position and 1 victory over a national ranked opponent. She set a program record for singles wins with 13 in 1 season, and earned 2 consecutive first-team All-SCIAC selections. Her phenomenal play propelled the team to a number 22 regional ranking, and the following year she earned individual rankings as number 4 in the region and 47th nationally. Let's please congratulate from the class of 07, Joyce Liaw. Is unable to be here, and she has provided us remarks which will be presented on her behalf by our women's head tennis coach, Wright.
Hello everyone, like Betsy said, my name is Wright. I am the head women's tennis coach here at Caltech, and I am entering my 2nd year on behalf of Joyce. First of all, I regret not being able to attend this event in person. I am deeply honored and humbled to accept this induction into Caltech Athletics Hall of Honor. While college seems ages ago, I still fondly remember and cherish the memories and experiences that Caltech tennis has provided to me. I share this honor with all of those who have been a part of my journey, former tennis coach Mandy Gamble, my teammates, my friends, and my family. Thank you again for this incredible recognition.
Moving towards the end now with our 5th inductee, John McNally, class of 82. We honor one of our star soccer players. This Beaver was named All-SCIAC for all 4 years. All-SCIAC, all 4 years. 3 of them first-team honors, as well as being the Caltech Most Outstanding Athlete and 3-time Caltech Outstanding Soccer Player. A leader on the field, he directed and controlled the offense and propelled the Beavers to 9 victories, including 5 against Redlands and a 4-2 thriller over Occidental. Let us all congratulate John McNally. John had actually planned to be here and was unable due to an injury, but we do have Duncan Gillis fresh off a tie this afternoon with our men's soccer program to accept on his behalf.
Thanks, Betsy. Thanks for letting me read Sean's words since he wasn't able to be with us today. I would like to thank the Caltech Athletic team for this honor of being elected to the Caltech Athletic Hall of Honor. It feels a bit surreal to be honored for the sport that I played on Caltech fields over 40 years ago. I was surprised that you could find anybody left to even comment on my soccer play back then. But you did, and I am most grateful. I have 2 20-something boys who were incredulous that their old man even made the team, let alone be given this award, so thank you for that moment as well. I appreciate that I am talking to the current student athletes at Caltech. What I can say, thinking back, is that Caltech is one very hard academic challenge, the hardest that many of you will ever face, and certainly the hardest that I ever faced in my lifetime. But playing intercollegiate sports was one thing that kept me sane in my 4 years here. Put away the impossible math book and release some pent-up energy. And the friends you make on the fields are going to be friends that you have for a lifetime. I hope all of you find Caltech sports as rewarding as I did back those many years ago. And thank you so much for this honor, and thank you for listening.
Our 6th inductee, Turk, class of '98. We now move back to the hardwood to recognize an important 2-way player from our men's basketball program, a 2-time second-team All-SCIAC honoree, and the 1998 Caltech Male Athlete of the Year. He is the 5th player to join the program's 1,000-point club, and he set team records for rebounding in a career, in a season, and in a single game, as well as a single-season record for block shots. In 1998, he was the 6th best rebounder in all of Division III, and he moved up to 5th in 1999, also ranking in the top 25 for blocks per game average. Please join me in welcoming our next inductee, Turk.
So thank you for the honor. I really appreciate it. Back to Caltech. I was talking to Coach yesterday, still here, but about recruiting. I was thinking back to my recruiting visit here, which consisted of me showing my dad and walking through the door and saying, "Hey, is a basketball coach here? I'm thinking of coming. I want to play basketball." I said, "Well, it's the summer, he's not here." So I talked to the athletic director. Super excited to actually ask me to recruit. You heard I was 6'10", and I played basketball here at Caltech. So, and just thinking out the contrast with recruiting international players for Turkey and Greece, all the great basketball players we've had in the past few years. The contrast with I got to drive the bus to some of the away games we played here. So but then contrasted with, Coach Victor, who was a Hall of Fame coach in the state of California. My freshman year, we were here running sprints at the ground Chen, and Jerry Tarkanian, who's the UNLV coach, who's in the Final Four. He walks in and we're chatting away, talking about basketball, we were running sprints, and I was like, wait, that's Jerry Tarkanian. So it was a very rewarding experience to have, that athletic background, just working as the other coaches have brought, but still the flexibility of being able to be a student and just, I go to basketball practice, leave the tape on my ankle to multiple frisbee down to their house. So it's a great experience, and I think like a lot of other people have said, athletics really helped us survive here at Caltech, to make it through without the stress of being playing basketball for hours every day. So I want to say thank you again for the induction, and special thanks to best cheerleader, now this cheerleader, Sam Foster, who didn't always get the game to it, so Sam's cheerleader. Maybe in another 10 years we'll be back, maybe cheering for more basketball games. So thank you again.
Our final induction in the 9th class is a posthumous one for Gary Zieve. This two-time individual Skyak champion and two-time runner-up established himself in the upper echelon of Caltech wrestling history. He helped lift the team to 3 consecutive Skyak championships and 4 winning seasons in a row. Competing in the 150-pound class, this talented grappler earned not only all Skyak recognition 4 times, but he also competed in the NAIA District 3 competitions outside of Caltech and Skyak play, finishing in the top 3 each time, including a championship. One of just 4 NAIA District champions in history of the program. A 2-time winner of the Thomas Latham Trophy for ability, attitude, improvement, and performance, the 1973 Caltech Most Outstanding Athlete. Alas, he sadly passed away 4 years ago, but his family is watching via our live feed. So please join me in a round of applause and congratulate Gary Zieve. I've been asked by Gary's wife to read some remarks from their family. Gary's wife of 30 years, June, and 2 adult children, Alex and Sarah, are honored to accept this award on his behalf. They shared the following remarks with us to remember and honor Gary. Our dad was never one to brag about himself, so reading about his accomplishments as an individual, in addition to his previous induction into the Hall of Honor as part of the 69-70 wrestling team, is a meaningful reminder of the incredible student athlete, team member, and leader that he was. He would have been grinning ear to ear being back on campus today, and excited to celebrate the accomplishments of the other inductees. Gary fondly shared stories of his years at Caltech with us. We remember him sharing stories of years of adventure, brilliant professors and team members, and the thrill of wrestling there in Pasadena. When Gary's daughter, Sarah, received her own varsity Letterman's jacket from the University of Michigan, he proudly brought out his Caltech varsity jacket to match hers. Gary applied the same grit, passion, and camaraderie that brought him success on the wrestling mat to his life as a brilliant professor, researcher, dedicated father, loving husband, and supportive brother and son. Another round of applause for Gary. All right, the big finish. Inductees, if you would come back and stand with me here. We've got an actual whereas, formal resolution here, so bear with me. Thank you again to all of our inductees and to our speakers who have shared stories that truly embody what it means to be a Caltech scholar athlete. All we have left now is to induct these esteemed individuals. So, since the doors first opened as Turk University in 1891, the California Institute of Technology has changed conventional perspective in a math and science realm. From the concept of jet propulsion to deep space exploration, the notion of the quark to nanotechnology, Caltech's population of innovative thinkers has collectively changed the world. The mission of Caltech is to expand human knowledge and benefit society, while also educating outstanding students to become creative members of society. Intercollegiate athletics has existed on this campus for these outstanding students as a competitive outlet and as a practical support to the philosophy that a sound mind and a healthy spirit reside in one body. With over a century's worth of teams, student athletes, and coaches, the athletic department is rich in history indeed. We are here today to honor those who formed that history. This eclectic group encompasses multiple decades, numerous sports, and countless accolades, ranging from program record holders to conference champions. Here we go. Whereas, the NCAA Division III experience offers participation in a competitive athletic environment that pushes scholar athletes to succeed on and off the field. And whereas, the mission of Caltech is to expand knowledge and benefit society through integrated education. And whereas, the athletics department here passionately supports the philosophy that a sound mind and healthy spirit reside in one body. Whereas these individuals not only embodied the collective mission, they excelled above and beyond expectations. And whereas this group represents the rich athletics, we proudly induct them into our Hall of Honor. Us to the conclusion of the program, and I just want to say thank you all so much for coming. I know it's midterms. I know we had 1,000 things today, and these moments are really meaningful to our student athletes. So inductees, thank you very much for journeying back to be with us today. Hope you all stay for the hors d'oeuvres, and also the swim meet starts at 5:30. As always, go Beavers.